Guys, welcome to our Thursday night call, our Sunday night call. It's been really fun just jumping on here. And it's like I said, it's usually just me and Stacy, but it was cool that Dr. Jess was on tonight because, you know, it's really cool. I think that we talk about this a lot on the calls. I think the most important thing that we have as a LifeVantage distributor is relationships, okay? And I'm sure Jess will probably agree with me too on that, is that we learn and grow by creating solid relationships. And I've said this before, I've done this business all wrong, but I think that as we learn and grow and we tie into a system and don't quit, and there's been things that we've been missing. And as you guys know, those of you that have registered and went through the one training, it's what we've been missing. We're getting a preview of it, and there'll be a system rolled out at convention, but hey, it's kind of nice to have it ahead of time. I just want to say, I'm not going to go into mentioning everybody's names, but a lot of you have taken it serious and did the work and put the work in and sent me your avatar sheet and sent me your why you did LifeVantage. And guys, some people I know that have went through it, and some of you are on this call tonight, and some of you got emotional when going through this. Some of you, some things brought out some personal development, brought out some things that needed to be brought out that probably should have been brought out a long time ago, but it just didn't happen that way. And so I'm excited not only for you guys to hear our guests tonight, but I'm excited to go into some of that stuff. And so I actually made a little, I was actually, before we started, I actually was texting Dr. Jess and asking her some questions. So she was very kind to share some information with me about herself. And I'm going to shrink this little thing on the side here. So guys, my guest tonight first is Dr. Jessica Buhler, who is just an amazing person. Like we've known each other for a little bit now. She's a mom. She's a busy mom. It was funny, if you didn't hear us before we got on, I'm a golfer, for most of you that know that, and Jess told me that her closest golf course is like 45 miles away. I don't know if I could do that, Jess. But they live in South Dakota. She's as you see a picture, she's got 5 kids with her husband, Matt, who she told me is a farmer, which is awesome because I grew up in a farmer's family, and a lot of my family have retired and have passed their farm down to their kids, which is just awesome. And she graduated from Northwestern Health Science University in Bloomington, Minnesota, where she received a doctorate of chiropractic, which is just awesome. And she's also like me, she loves Jesus. And I love that. And I know that her and I talk about different things all the time. I love her posts. And guys, I don't follow a lot of people on Facebook, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit when we go through our training. I spent this weekend taking a lot of people that I've known in LifeVantage for 10 and 11 years off of Facebook. Now, I'll follow about 15 or 20 people, but I will not friend them all. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'll just tell you this. It doesn't sound crazy when you look at the research and you look at who sees your posts. And I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to let Jess tell her story and tell you some things that she's excited about and why she's a Pro 6 in LifeVantage. I know she's excited. I've been watching her posts and watching some interviews and stuff that she's been doing. And one thing that I am super, super, super excited about is the month that we are having with LifeVantage. We still have 4 or 5 days left of this month, and we at the halfway point this month, we were way ahead. And I don't know if you guys, and you will have a chance to meet him probably next week. He could not be on tonight, but I have a new distributor that had been watching me for a year and a half. And it's funny, Dr. Chesney, good to see you. Her husband is loves stocks and Wall Street and market. And I just signed up a new person who is heavily into the stock market. And this is what he said to me. I get goosebumps when I think about it. He said, Mike, do you know the 5 most stable stocks during the pandemic? And I was like, no. I said, I would imagine Netflix, right? I would imagine Google, Amazon, right? And Apple, right? He said, yeah, and LifeVantage. And I was like, really? And he said to me, he said, not only did the products attract me, I've been watching you for 2 years. the products attracted me, but when I started looking at the stocks and I started asking my friends about the stability, and he said, then I looked into your CEO. What an amazing guy. Like he goes, I started looking at products and companies and how companies were selling their companies to network marketing companies because they knew that's the direction that the direct selling association was going to. And I think like I'm watching Jess because she feels the same way I do about this. So I'm going to introduce you and I'm going to have Jess just take it away. Let me welcome Dr. Jessica Buhler to the call, and I'm going to pin you up on here, and I'm going to let you take over, my friend. Thanks for being on. I appreciate you being here.
Well, hello, guys. Thanks for having me. He kind of summed me up there. I have been practicing chiropractic for 13 years, and I have additional certifications in acupuncture and NATE, an allergy elimination technique. And I've used several supplementation protocols is what I would call it. I used nutrition in my practice, but it wasn't a major focus. I built my business from scratch. We built the building. I did the layout. As far as entrepreneurial categories, I had that going, right? Little leadership skills. And as far as busyness, I had the busyness. So when people don't want to approach someone because they're too busy, they have to be ready, they have to be open, and they have to be willing, right? So I had been practicing. I've like I said, nutrition wasn't a major focus for me, but I was using supplementation. I was using high quality nutritional products. So I have kind of a business side story, and I also have a personal story, right? I was introduced to the NRF2 and NRF1 pathways when I was doing research for a friend of mine who had a scary diagnosis. Do you publish this somewhere? Can I tell you her diagnosis or not?
Okay, well, I put it on YouTube, but I put it unlimited, so you have to have the link for it. So I edit all the stuff out. So you're fine. Go ahead and talk. Yep.
Otherwise, I just say scary diagnosis. Anyway.
No, you can say scary diagnosis. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But I researched for her. She lived 10 hours from me. So the way that I could find and give value to her was to be in charge of her nutrition. And I researched supplementation after supplementation after supplementation protocol. And I can tell you that girl was eating high quality stuff like you would not imagine. Juicing, only eating certain food, only eating NRF2 activators, honestly. I mean, it was a crazy time frame in my life, a huge eye-opening experience as far as nutrition focus. But it wasn't enough. And we didn't have the power of the synergy of these products. So if you know, I always tell people that, the thing that is one of the prayers that I prayed kept being more powerful tools. We know that these products are good. We know that the research shows that they can provide benefit, but having the synergy of the components, you guys, no one else has that. Everyone has supplementation and no one else has activation, period. So the synergy of our components is really huge. Anyway, I learned about the pathways. I knew all the science. It wasn't enough. And then I also, at the same time, my grandmother was suffering with Alzheimer's disease. And I saw the impact of that on my grandpa. They were together for 66 years, never had another boyfriend or girlfriend besides each other. I saw the impact on my mom and myself, and you research. That's what you do. When you don't have solution, you have to find a solution. It is not your doctor's job to fix you or to heal you. You have to heal from within, and you have to be that advocate to find the answers, right? So I did some more researching. Again, everything pointed to what we have, you guys. Gut health, NRF2 pathway, NRF1 pathway. There's not a product that we don't have that has a significant value behind whatever you think it is. Let's just say that. Like, you don't have to know all of the science, but know that it goes beyond that, right? Okay, so fast forward. I'm talking a lot and not getting to the point. So
you're allowed. You're allowed. We allow talking here. Talking is good. I'm looking at faces and we all love talking, so it's good. You're good.
So I had 4 babies. Everybody was 2 years apart. And so they were all little and they were all busy. And I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with farming, but my husband's not present for a good portion of the year. I get him for part of December, part of January, and a little bit of February. And then after that, it's pretty much me. But I also own and operate my own business. I do all my own payroll, my cleaning, everything, you guys. All of it was me. So I was struggling with my hair falling out. My hair was falling out. I had acne that I didn't have even when I was a teenager. I didn't have energy even when I slept well. I mean, I would go to sleep when my kids would go to sleep. I would wake up before they did to get my workout in. I was doing all of the things that I already knew to do, right? But I wasn't in a great state. But I didn't have any condition or disease. On blood work, I was perfect, you know? But going through the motions and really also not having balance between personal and business. My business was flourishing. It still is. I have people on waiting lists for months to get in to see me. I had this constant feeling of like, I need to be at the office more. I need to serve more patients. And then when I would do that, then I wasn't being a good mom or a good wife, and my house was a disaster. And just trying to find that balance between everything that you're doing, right? I was also studying at the same time to get my acupuncture certificate. And literally, I was introduced to this 3 days before I took my acupuncture national board. I wasn't really even open. I thought she was coming in for an injury. I knew she was a marathon runner. I knew she had a background in nursing, and she wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, oh, great. She has an injury. And of course, coming the day after Memorial Day, my schedule is like just bombarded with people. I have literally not even 2 seconds. And she starts talking to me about the NRF2 pathway and oxidative stress. I'm like, well, I already know there's nothing you can really do to influence that because I've already researched that, right? And she asked me if I had watched an ABC Primetime Investigative Report, which is, I'm guessing, how all of you are trained to start the introduction. I took my board. She followed up the next week. And I said, well, did she send research? Because that was the first question I asked her. Do they have research? Yes. And I said, oh, is there anything that's not funded by the company? Because almost every single person, I can't even tell you, I used to call them baggies. Yes. Every network marketing company would bring a baggie of stuff. Here, you should try this fun product. I joined this company. You should join me. And do they have research? No. Do you have research? Or if I got a yes, it was always funded by the company, and it was always a small group of people. It was never anything that I ever could get past that. Oh, looks cool. Done. Throw it away. Baggie gone. I didn't even try their stuff. So I assumed that's what she was going to be as well. And she followed up again. She sent me research. I didn't look at it. Another week went by. Finally look at it. Okay, so I finally read through the research, and then I did what everyone does, right? I Google it. I did a Google Scholar and a PubMed search because she sent me the research. So I thought, well, it's probably not that valid because she sent it to me, right? So let me go see if I can even find these same studies on PubMed. And I did a Google Scholar search. I searched on PubMed. I did a regular Google search to see what everybody had said that was bad, right? Because there's always a naysayer with everything. And I found more reinforcement and more reinforcement and more reinforcement. The caliber of doctors that were utilizing these products was crazy. Dr. Dan Murphy, who I've literally idolized for nutrition research, was on our medical advisory board. Are you kidding me? And then he had a presentation that was, I think it's still up even, I'm not sure because so much has been taken down and back up and whatever. It was not on anything LifeVantage related, you guys. It was just him talking. And it mentioned our NRF2 pathway and NRF1 pathway. It just kept getting better. So then I called some of my colleagues, hey, have you heard of this? Of course, everyone's like, no, what are you talking about? what company is this even? Why do none of my physician friends even know of this company, right? So I just kept reading. And you know what? I'm what my coach called a bleeding neck, right? What do I have to lose? You know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to put it in my body. I'm going to put it in my family's body. I'm going to put it in my grandma's body. And every single person I love and know about is going to watch that ABC report, and they are going to put this in their body. By God, that was it. And so I was the regurgitation of information. I have literally a box full of research on this. So what did I do? I like word vomited on every person I saw. And you know what people would say to me? Dr. Jess, all you had to say is you should take this. And I would have taken it. And so I went from nothing to Pro 6 in 6 months. But I literally knew nothing about network marketing other than I had tried to avoid it for the past 10 years. So that's what I knew, right? So I had to go back to the drawing board, like, okay, so how does this work? And I did the same thing I did with the science. I researched network marketing, and I tried to find every reason to hate it. Because when you're in chiropractic school, you're taught avoid network marketed companies because it's you making money off of someone else. Oh, there's one. Hey, guess what? When I sell nutrition company products in my office, I make money off of you. Guess what? When I provide chiropractic care for you, I make money off of you. So that's a bogus reason, right? Two, you can't make money with those companies. Baloney. Look at our income disclosure statement for one. Three, the products aren't as high a quality as products that are sold only to physicians. Okay, product that only sells to physicians, show me your peer-reviewed published literature on that exact product in PubMed. Oh, wait, you don't have even one study? Not one? I mean, I'm sorry, I could keep going on about this, but it was literally back to the drawing board. What is network marketing? What is it? And how do I become a leader in that, right? Because I didn't know. And then I had to be like, I had to get a vision, you guys, like, how does this fit in with my life? And now I'm in a whole nother state because I didn't have time for a business in the first place. And now I don't have just a part-time passion in the nooks and crannies of my life. Now I have a whole team that's like, what are you doing? And how did you do that? And I'm like, well, what's wrong with all of you whiny people? Get off your butt and share this, you know? Not the best leader, right? I'm like, come on, like, who's on my team and what's wrong with you? You know, like, this isn't that hard. It's simple. Share the tool and let the tool talk. Stop talking. I just told you what I did wrong, and I just told you what to do. Like, just do it. But it's also a personal growth journey. So there's the third part. It was business, it was product, it was business, and then it was mindset. I not only had to learn my own mindset and manage my own fears. And I mean, I was telling myself, I don't know how to lead somebody in network marketing. I mean, I don't even know what this industry is. And I told myself that over and over again. So what do you think happened? My leaders were like, well, if you don't know what you're doing, how are we supposed to know what we're doing, right? And everybody, what they were giving into every single fear. So mindset was the shift. Personal growth was the shift. It was everything about focusing on their whys. And you know what? I knew my team's whys better than I knew my own. I didn't even know my own why. Your why was supposed to make you cry. And I was like, well, I don't know. Everything's pretty good. You know, I mean, people get better with their life. And I mean, it was challenging. It was sucky. Like, it really sucks to answer those deep questions because you're not spending that time really, really dreaming. When you get done being a child, right? Well, toward the end of being a child, everybody's like, what are you going to do with your life? Why are you going to do that? And you're like, I don't know. I'm going to go to college, you know? And then you go to college and they're like, well, what are you going to do with that? How are you going to make money doing that? And then you think, okay, well, I don't really like it, but I got to make money. And then you just get stuck in the mundane of repeat, 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 repeat. So here's the other problem. I didn't hate what I was doing. I liked what I was doing. And fire your own boss. I am the boss, you know? There weren't like real incentives. Like everybody else was like, I hated what I was doing and I had no control over my hours and flexibility and income and, you know, none of that. Okay, well, hey, hello, Corona. You know, guess what? You're not supposed to be working. And oh, wait, you can work, but make sure your appointments are so far apart and make sure you're cleaning your stuff. Wait, weren't we already cleaning our stuff? And can anyone come at the same time? And I mean,
checking temperatures, Jess, don't you have to check people's temperature, right?
Yeah, so we're supposed to. You know what? I live in a town.
I went to the chiropractor Friday because he's actually on. I went to Friday and he made me check my temperature. And so if you have above a 99, you can't come in. So it's kind of crazy.
It's insane. I mean, I had people ask me if I was going to wear gloves and a mask and if I was going to require everyone else to do the same thing. You know, now that's a whole nother topic. I'm already talking a lot.
Yeah, it's all right.
All I'm saying is there's these shifts that have to happen. And you know what? I don't know if you're open to it. I don't know if you're not. And I don't know if you even know because you haven't asked the questions. So the thing I've learned is that you have got to be asking the questions. You have to ask the questions and you have to answer them, and not only of your team, but of yourself and of your customers too. Ask the questions. I mean, you'll hear people say this, right? Find their pain point. Okay, right? Find their pain point. What does that really mean? And how am I going to ask those questions? You know what I'm used to? Someone comes to me. Here's my problem. I give solution options and we move forward. That's what happens in my life, right? So now, instead, I'm supposed to approach a random stranger and ask them questions about themselves. And it's not very comfortable, right? It's fearful. Or the other option is, I've seen a ton of people do this, and this strategy does not work for me. Hey, random stranger, I have something you might be interested in. Are you looking to make an extra buck, or is your health not where you really want it? You know? I mean, that's the short of it. But really, I mean, that's
non-relational, right, Jess? Non-relational, right?
That is definitely not a script. Do not quote me for saying that. I've never said that.
Funny. I love it.
But in general, I mean, this was the approach, right? And I'm like, and it was the man's way of like, you know, feel the fear.
Persuasion. It's a persuasion thing.
Yes.
It's not an influence thing. It's a persuasion thing.
It is. So, but when you do start asking questions, you guys, I mean, whether you're on social media or you're not, which attraction marketing works. You have to attract people to you, but guess what? You have to be something that people want to be attracted to.
Yes. Yes.
What about you is attractive, you know? So if you can't write down some things about yourself that are awesome, well, how do you expect somebody else to be like, hey, I want what they got, you know? Yep. I mean, so you have to have that same energy. You know what? That same energy is what I built my business off of. I built my business off of education. I have a weekly newspaper column, a monthly newsletter. I reach out and educate people all the time.
You interview people all the time, which I love.
Yeah. So why am I not doing more of this specifically toward this, right? I mean, there's just a shift that has to happen. All I'm saying is you don't have to approach this like you're selling. You don't. You need to approach it like you're sharing. And when you do, they want it. I mean, they want it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times a day I get a thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. I cannot wait to get my products, or I cannot wait to build this business, or whatever the case is. But if you don't have that attraction, that energy, that mindset, get it, figure it out. And you can, because you have it. Everyone has this light in them, and you're just so used to dimming it. You dim it. And guess what? Most of that is from something that happened before you were 7 years old. I mean, does that not make you sad? So look at yourself, right? I love this example. I'm a mom. maybe you guys are parents, maybe you're not, but even if you're not, if you can't look at a child and see how much energy and life they have and they give and their willingness to do and try anything, if you had that as an adult, imagine what your life experience would be like, right? I mean, have you ever looked at a little child and you told them, I bet you can't do that? Do you think they just said, yeah, you're right, I can't, no big deal, you know? No, they're going to try it. They're going to do it. And then if they don't know how to do it, they're going to ask you how. How do you do it? Well, what did you do to get it? They're going to learn, right? They're going to be resourceful. So it's products. The products are phenomenal. The science is crazy. That is honestly hands down what attracted me. And like I told you, I knew zero about the business. I didn't know I even needed the mindset or personal growth stuff. I didn't even know I needed that. And the business, I didn't really think I needed the business that much. You know, it was good. It was great. It was really a passionate hobby. I mean, I can't call it more than that because the amount of hours I was contributing weren't sufficient to call it more than that. But you can literally change your entire forecast by doing what your leaders tell you to do.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah, go.
Good. So you guys hear what she said? She said this. She said that she felt like she didn't need this, right? How many, you guys know how many, and I'm just putting this out there. I have in my book, I have 13 chiropractors that I've made contact with in the last couple months that are interested, and I'm really close. I'm more excited about the next several months. And look, I'm not telling you guys this because look at Jess. Jess is just a normal person who lives out in the middle of nowhere who said that people came to her and just said, Jess, all you had to do was just say, take this, right? Destiny and I were talking about this the other day. Sometimes we get into this conversation where we feel like we have to be the scientist and we're talking and we're talking and we're talking and then we realize that the other person isn't talking, right? And then we're talking and we're talking and we're talking and we're not asking enough questions. And so, Jess, why don't you talk about that real quick just before we move on, about the importance of how now you have built these relationships with people and now you actually went from this busy mom of 5 to this wife whose husband is most of the year working, to running your own business. I actually have a new friend on here who's a new distributor who is actually an acupuncture doctor over here in Melbourne, Florida, Dr. Jessica. And I know she's loving hearing you talk about this because a lot of people don't think they can do it. Because most of the time when we're listening to somebody talk, we're thinking two things. Okay, is this real? And can I do it, right? And we know that, we hear that. Do you think just listening to her, you think that she thought this was real and that she couldn't do it? She didn't think she could do it. She didn't know what she had put in her hands. So why don't you just real quick, why don't you tell me what has transitioned you and what you're looking forward to in the next, because obviously guys, you could be hearing from one of the next elite distributors in this company, and she's only been in the company since 2017, okay, which is freaking awesome. So Jess, tell us one more thing about what you are looking forward to in the next coming months, and that knowing that we're in a momentum swing of going into people really understanding and knowing about this company. So tell me a little bit about what your thoughts are about that, and I'll push you back over here.
So where am I going? Where do I see this going?
Yes, and what's your thoughts and outlook of what's coming?
So obviously for me personally, it's to get to the elite ranks, and getting to the elite ranks brings more than a financial thing. There's not even a good financial reason for me to do this. It is the growth, you guys. There is a massive change that has happened in me, and I already had great energy. I do energy work for a living, you guys. And I already can help people improve their health and see what that does for the rest of their life, right? So there's this transition into the time flexibility that's there, time freedom of flexibility, because I already had the flexibility part of it, but more of the freedom and the financial freedom because it's there. it's there whether I can go to work or not. I used to always tell people that I didn't want to go like skiing because if I, hurt my wrist, I can't work, but there's more to it than that. There's more calm and peace that comes when you have some of that already set up. It's already there. But elite ranks are on my high radar, and taking this seriously as a business. I can't even keep track of all the stuff that's going on in my business right now. I can't even keep track of it. And a huge shift for mindset for me. Are you familiar with Deb Erickson with ICANN Institute?
Yep.
Neuro tools. I had to get out of my own brain and force my brain into actions, because I am really, really good once the person's already talking, right? I mean, if you ran into me at an airport, I would be the first person that somebody comes up to and is like, hey, what are you doing? You remind me of my granddaughter. And I am not joking. I can't travel with people without people just being drawn to me. But now you have to do that.
Who does that? We know who does that. You and I both know who does that.
Yes. It's a huge, huge thing to remember that you have that you all have that. And then you can give that energy in any form, any format, right? So right now we're limited to social media for the most part, but limited to social media? Are you kidding me? You're allowed. You get to. It's a huge option and opportunity. Meeting people that you've never known before, definitely happening, right?
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. And so, what I was thinking, it was really funny when you were talking about, so when I was in the brick and mortar fitness business, I had another job, and it was selling supplements to people, right? And I know you know this, but maybe the company Metagenics, which is, which you guys all use, right? Like all chiropractors use, all the functional medicine doctors use, and they all use. Well, several years ago, I got this notice from them because we would buy them and then we would sell them for a markup of like 50, 60%. The problem was the average customer was like 3 months or 5 months, right? And then they were gone. And then I had to go find more customers, right? When my new clients would come in, and I'd sell people at the gym and that. And then when I was in LifeVantage, and now my average customer, Jess, is 36 months. Are you kidding me? I have close to 50 some customers that have been 6 years or more. Like the hustle of that. And then they said, oh, and by the way, we're selling Metagenics to Amway. I was like, really? Like, how smart is that? You took a stable company and you put it into the hands of millions of distributors around the world, right, Jess? So you see the time, freedom, and the direction of where our industry and nutrition industry has gone. And Jess, did you want to say something about that? Because I know you're like, maybe, yeah.
So another thing, and that was actually my main company. I utilized a few other companies here and there, but mostly Metagenics, Nutridyne. And the year end, you do your inventory, right? And every year I would have $25,000 to $30,000 of supplements on my shelves. And I would be like, why am I not investing $25,000 in something else? But the thing is these were not supplements that are just sitting on the shelf and expiring. These were going out. What I'm telling you is people are looking. They're looking for answers, and they're looking to nutraceuticals. They're shifting away from the pharmaceutical side. They're looking for options. And what we can do with even just our Vitality Stack, it literally blows away every other company. It does. I remember when I first came on, there was no Omega. It was the very end of June, and there was a cardiologist on my team, and there's like been that whole leadership thing in network marketing. I'm not going to say anything bad about my upline because that I'm not that kind of a person, but there's definitely some discord going on, and it all started about that time. Anyway, it was the end of June, and it was my first convention. I had gotten back from a family vacation, And I cleared my schedule without even a day's notice, which is unheard of. Like 100 people we had to call and just tell them I wasn't going to be in. And I hopped on a plane, went to this convention, and this cardiologist asked me, he said, what do you think this company needs that it doesn't have? And I said, you need a high quality omega, because the thing I hated about companies is, well, this company has a good omega, and this one has a pretty good probiotic, and this one has the best magnesium. And, you know, every company had their own niche, but nobody had everything.
Everything. Yeah.
And he said to me, oh, I don't really think that omegas are cutting edge enough for this company. And I said, oh, well, maybe I have a little bit of arrogance too, but not quite that much. Because I think every human should take an omega from
100%.
in utero until death.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that I don't think it's important enough. I take fish oil, but I just don't think that it's something this company would offer and be successful with. And bam, the next month Omega comes out, and I sent him a text. And I said, oh, I thought fish oil wasn't cutting edge enough for this company. And he said, I apologize for that. So what I'm saying, though, is this company develops what you need, what we need. They find that, I mean, sometimes it's overwhelming because there's more products than just NRF2, right? I've had people say that to me. Like they get done watching a webinar and they're like, okay, well, I was all in with the activators and the probiotic and the omega. And then I'm like, okay, and there's prebiotic and then there's, I don't know what I should do. And can I take all of it? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I do, but I'm not saying that that's what you need for your health strategy either, you know? So explaining the need, because there is no magic cure. There's no magic. There's nothing magic about us. We don't have just one thing and that's it. Just take a probiotic, you'll be fine. Just take NRF2 and you're good to go. There isn't a one thing and that's it. You know, just like your health isn't that way either. You can't just exercise and eat like whatever you want and not sleep and still be healthy. I mean, it's a multitude of factors. So
awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And just you're more welcome to stay around if you want. If you have to run, that's good. But I just am so grateful that we can build relationships with people like Jess. Like just to hear her passion and her direction and everything that she's going. So I'm so grateful that you said yes to be on here. I mean, by the looks of people who have their camera, how many people have appreciated Dr. Jess being on tonight and sharing her heart and encouraging us? How many people were encouraged by what she said and what she did and how she's built up and encourages? Because, and I'm going to just extend it, and I'm going to go into this daily action plan, okay? And here's what I want you guys to understand. What she just said, I can look down through here right now on all of the people that are on this call, and there's a lot of people, if I really dug into them, they would probably not, even if they like their job, I don't think that if they could replace it, that they would say no, okay? There's a lot of people that I can see rolling their eyes that are agreeing with me, a lot of you who have your camera on, that would like to be able to have in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, enough money that has replaced their job to where they can do it. Did you guys see the significance of what Jess said about having 5 kids and her husband not being around and having her own business? Guys, does that tell you that anybody can do this business? Do you see what her why was? Were her kids and her time, okay? If Jess can do this business, which is why I've heard her say this, anybody can do this business. Nobody can tell me anymore after hearing the people that we've had on these calls the last couple of weeks, Sarah, Kathleen, all these people who have 4 and 5 kids and they homeschool their kids and they have other businesses. So nobody can tell me they can't do this. Guys, this has been the best month ever. I'll just tell you, even for myself, just the people, the quality of people are looking for solutions. I'm in one gut group and I have about 15 follow-ups this week of people who've said, hey, Mike, can you make some time for me this coming week? And I'm going to cram it into the next 4 days, okay? But what I want to do is I want to I want you guys to be encouraged to fill out this daily action plan. Guys, if you have not filled this out, do not go to bed tonight without filling it out, okay? I'm telling you guys that if you're serious about this business, and I'm gonna actually pull it up on the screen because now I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make you guys allowed to just decide something for yourself, whether you do the simple daily action plan, which is this one right here, which you have in that one training. If you have not went and done the one training, I was responding back to Destiny earlier today. And guys, look, I get it. This is something that we've been missing in this company since day one, is a daily action plan, all right? And when a person who has a blog criticizing network marketing goes to Pro 7 in 14 months, we need to take notice about what's happening. And when she's been asked to be in charge of the systems committee for the company, we need to take notice. I'm not a prideful guy. I'm not. God has radically changed me over the last 3 to 6 months to a year. Why? Because I've realized that I don't have all the answers, and that God's a God of change. He constantly will give and take away and put the right situations. Some people will know they're supposed to be doing this, and because it's challenging, will stop doing it, okay? I'm telling you this, when I watched my wife go through it for 3 hours and not move, I was like, this is it. And then I received letters from Tracy and Destiny who went through it. And my friend Charisse, who's been in this business for almost 7 years and has just had thing after thing after thing happen. And she said, Michael, when I went through this, I was in tears. She wrote me out her avatar and who she was going to attract. And just, she said, Michael, God, I can't believe what this did for me just in the 3 hours I went through it. Some of you have said, oh, it's a little overwhelming. Okay, when it's overwhelming, you do this. You take a time out. Okay, what's the matter?
That's the old one, I think.
No, these are, hold on a second, you guys.
Here. That's the one.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's a simple one and an advanced one.
Yeah. These.
Okay, so I'm sorry, guys, but there's a daily simple one. This is for somebody who has a business. Sarah says they've been, Lisa says they've been updated. Okay, there's one junior and one simple. Okay, so they've been updated. So what?
It's the regular and the junior. The simple is not at all. So go back to the other one that you had right there.
Okay, sorry, I pulled up the wrong one. So this is the daily action plan that you guys can print off. So you print this off, look at what it says and fill out every spot, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna transfer it over to your calendar, okay? I'm printing this off and putting it in my calendar. Look at everything that it says. Add 5 friends, okay? Victor and I went over this the other day about how to take this, and he can tell you, this is a big deal, guys. This will build your business to the next level. Because I'm looking at Jess right now. If I'm where Jess is at, I could be at Pro 7 in the next 2 to 3 months if I taught her how to implement this. Guys, I have people from, and I'm just saying this, you guys know which people from LifeVantage. I've had people come to me, and you guys know that I invested in getting involved in this because we're going to be adapting it as we go along, because they're going to launch it at convention and we get it now, okay? We get the opportunity, and it's going to be tweaked. You guys know that, but it's still a system. Just like with me, you know, I am sold out for building depth, but the thing that was missing in that was this daily action plan. And if you don't fill this out every week, you will not be successful. You will be somewhat successful, but how many of you want to be successful? And like, I'll just tell you this. Sarah texted me today. She said, Michael, I signed up. It's taken some time because some of you will get discouraged because it's not happening as fast as you want it to happen, which I can see Jess is shaking her head because she knows this because she's been in long enough. But if you divorce the outcome and marry the process, okay? Marry the process of getting through the information, doing the videos, just like Destiny said to me. She said, Michael, this is so overwhelming, but I learned from through personal development how to take a time out and then start the next day and she's writing out her avatar and filling out her daily action plan because she has a full-time job. But you know what? She wants this badly, and she's not going to quit until she gets what she wants, right? And she has a why, right? And she knows the thing. Same thing I told Victor. Victor's been in this business for a while too. Now he has a path, and the only person that can hold him back is himself, right? And he knows that. We went over that. Now I'm working with him privately. So look, all you have to do is make sure that you plan out, you go through the videos, the one-team training. And Jess, for being on tonight, if you want to look at this information, just send me your email and I will text you and I will give you my intro stuff, and you can go and look through it and see if it's something that you think would be, it's radically changed this. And I'll just say this, Sarah told me this. She said, Michael, I don't care how many people you enroll in a month. Like, I'm not going to go into the numbers of people that we've enrolled this month. She said, I enrolled 17 and I'm not enrolling anybody else this month. Okay. And why do you think she said that? Right? Victor's laughing. But why do you think she said that? Because she wants to make sure she trains all 17 of them. She doesn't, you guys remember that 92% of the people she's enrolled has made the Pacesetter program? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. How many of you would like to have every single 9 out of 10 people you enroll make the Pacesetter program? Jess, you'd be a Pro 8 by now, right? So would I. I missed it, but I'm not going to miss it going forward. I enrolled 17 people last year. It should have been 37. Why? Because I didn't take the same action every single month that I'm taking now, right? And you guys have been given an opportunity of a lifetime with this training, with this timing, and this information. You just heard it from one of the leaders in the company about what she's doing. I sat last week and watched a webinar that she did for her, for her team. And it was awesome, guys. You're constant, and here's what you will do. If you will follow this daily action plan, it will eliminate distractions from your life and from your business, okay? I actually see Jose on here. Jose is a coach and a friend of mine. He actually said the same thing to me. I sent him the information. He's also a coach. He's obviously, his businesses right now are suffering probably really hard from what's going on with the coronavirus because he teaches martial arts. We can't have hands-on contact during this. And so now he has launched his coaching business with him and his wife. And when he looked at this, he said, Mike, I said, Jose, doesn't this fit great for us as coaches? Because we can mingle in our life and his business with our coaching, and it goes through. Guys, Sarah's 17 people that she signed up this month, 15 of the 17 were through attraction marketing. People coming to her, following her and seeing what she's doing, and then saying, hey, Sarah, I want to know what you're doing, right? That's the simplicity of what we do. We as people make this hard. And so here's what you want to do. If you use this system to every Sunday before you go to bed, you print these off. Lisa's got massive amounts of copies, if you can see in my hand here, okay? And she's got more over there. So every week on Sunday night, Sarah right now is doing a 2-hour team call where they all are talking about their daily action plan. Now look, I don't want to do that every week for 2 hours, but here's what I do want to do. Starting going forward, 30 minutes of this call, and I'm so grateful that Jess went over because we all needed to hear that from her. Heck, I didn't even know that she went into acupuncture medicine, which is kind of really cool because I'm a big fan. Dr. Chissy, when I shared this information with her, I said to her that years ago I had a shoulder injury. And my friend said, hey, orthopedic surgeon friend of mine, Dr. Steve Marabella, said, you should go to an acupuncturist. And I was like, I've never been to one. They stick needles in you. And he's like, just go. And I went, and it saved me from having, Richard's laughing, it saved me from having shoulder surgery. I went for 3 treatments. I went back down, and I went and tested it at the gym, and I was like, wow, thank God I went to an acupuncturist, right? So now you have the same type of tools and techniques that will allow you to stay grounded and to just do me this favor, you guys. If you have not went here, let me just pull this back up on the screen so that you guys have it. If you've not went here and logged in and got your information, let me just pull this up on the screen for you guys. And then here's where you go. So if you have not done this, this is a lot of you have. If you do not have access to this, I will send this to you. I think all of you have it. We send out hundreds of emails. This is where you go and you get your own login and your own password and stuff. Usually it says that it'll send you a password within 24 hours. It'll send it to you within sometimes 5 to 10 minutes, okay? So you just go here where it says oneteam.training/sponsored, and then our team code is ProTandem1, and then you'll get an email with your own password. And if you have any issues, you can go and ask Sarah. Complete the pace setter program, set your goals, and choose your pace. Guys, I'm spending 3 more hours tomorrow. I set it in my schedule to go back over it and make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing. Because every week, here's what I will tell you guys this. Sarah's organization, she showed me, was she has 5 frontline people and then her husband. These are all women and then her husband. She only has one male line in her whole entire. Why does she do that? Because her avatar, like Stacy and I talked about, attracted all of these women. And then all of her leaders made the Pacesetter and the Pacesetter Pro program. Why? Because she taught them a simple system that works. It's just like if I only went to Dr. Chissy one time for a treatment, I'm not going to get the results if she says, Michael, you need to come times a week, and then you need to be able to go forward from that. And so what I want you guys to understand is what Jess said is the system that we have now is very easy for you to follow, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed. So if you have to break it up into 2 days, break it up into 2 days. Do you want to share some things?
If you wanted me to kind of go over the tracker.
We have like 6 minutes. Yeah. Do you want me to pull it back up?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to let Lisa send us out this last 6 minutes.
Actually, if you could.
Dr. Jess has to leave, Michael. You better say bye.
Bye, Jess.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bless you.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you for staying on.
Yes. Thank you. And Jess, if you text me your email, I'll send you over that stuff. So you want me to pull up the answer one? Hold on one second, you guys. I pulled up the wrong screen.
Did you want us to send you the avatar sheets?
Sure. If you want me to look over it, that'd be great.
Okay, I got it squared away then.
Okay. All right. So here we are.
So this one is the regular, and then you don't have the junior.
You said it's not. You said it's different.
Okay.
Stuff like from Sarah was the DAP, the DAP Simple, and the DAP Advanced.
Okay.
That's what she sent all of our team. That's what they have.
Okay. So it's in the training.
Okay.
So anyways, the regular one, this DAP daily action plan, actually is the updated of the DAP Simple. So, and it's all in the training. You can download it from there. And then the junior is basically this, but it removes the second power hour. And that's why it's for people who are actually like working
a job.
Exactly. You don't quite have as much time to dedicate to the social media training. So what you do is when you go through and you plan your social media for the whole week, plan your time in advance to make it quick and easy. And so
and what Lisa and I talked about this, and we talked about to Sarah about this is, guys, if you go to your website, LifeVantage has planned out with this monthly playbook. They've planned out every single post that you can use to post in here. So they've taken the guesswork out of it for you.
Right. So you can just use the for stories and pictures from the monthly playbook. But if you also use the blogs on your website, those blogs can be broken down into 5 to even 10 posts. Like, for example, I was using one, I should have pulled it up. On my social media, I was doing the one about the NRF2 activator.
And if you guys, while she's looking this up, if you have questions about this stuff, just ask, and we will jump on Zoom with you. We will show you where this is at. If you go to your website and you log in, you want to go there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just do this real quick.
Lisa's going to go there.
On Sarah's training, she was warning us about NRF2 activators. There's keywords that Facebook is looking for and
Yes.
shutting down.
Yes. And LifeVantage has changed that, Stacy. So they've changed, yes. So Lisa's showing you where to find this on your website when you go to, and you can even go to lifevantage.com and just log in over here on the right when you log in, and then you log in with your password and your ID number right there, and then all this information will pull up for you. Over here on the right hand side, you looking for the blogs, babe?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm used to doing it from my
At the
phone.
bottom. It's at the bottom.
Yeah, Mike, the FTC is cracking down a lot lately too. So not just Facebook with NRF2 activators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I used this one, and I basically did a live off of this. But then you can take parts of it. I mean, this right here, this section, healthy bacteria, healthy gut, healthy life, you can tweak it and make that almost 2 posts, you know, or 1 post there and then another post here. So you can take these articles and break them down and use one blog for your whole week's worth of content. And then take those pictures that are from the action playbook.
Which you can find, if you can find the playbook over here on the right-hand side where it says your name, and then you look all the way down here and it says welcome. So I want to talk about what you just heard Stacy talking about. LifeVantage I got an email yesterday that all the elites got that they have updated all of these taking control with your business, all of these presentations, that you will not see anything uploaded that is not compliant. I got an email yesterday, so I wanted to thank you guys for saying that.
On Facebook, there's the LV Content 101 that's all compliance satisfying.
So you guys, if you want to join that, it's a new Facebook group. It's called Content 101, right?
LV Content 101.
LV Content 101. It's all the people that are on the content and compliance from the field, like Greg and Patty Palka, Maria Williams, all the people that are on there. And you can go there and okay, Lisa's going to show you where it's at real quick. We'll end with this because I don't want to keep you guys too long.
Are you gonna log in?
No, you're on the wrong page.
Oh.
So hold on a second. All right, so let's go here.
So it's a pretty new group. It looks like it just got started the end of March, beginning of April. And so they're putting together content that you can use as is, that's completely compliant, including pictures.
And you guys can go here and join. If you go, you can type in and you can ask to join over here on the right. Okay, these are approved by corporate. So this is, and even if you look about the group, the people that are, like, if you click on members, the admins are Greg and Patty and Maria. They're in charge of, from corporate and from the distributor side, of all of the stuff that's compliant. Okay.
Are you guys seeing something I'm not?
What?
I see this page is not available. I'm not seeing anything else.
Is that what you guys all are seeing? You guys aren't seeing?
Yes.
Okay, guys, speak up if you can. If you hear something that's not being, so can you guys see it now?
Yeah, now we got it.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
So here's the page. Sometimes, guys, the way Zoom has changed with the privacy thing, it stinks. You can't jump from page to page. You have to go out, go back in, go out, go back in every time. So go here, add yourself to this group, join this group. You can get posts from here. So the 2 things that you want to do when you're scheduling these, when you're printing off these things every week, is you want to make sure that you're filling out a daily action plan every single week. Guys,
It's one sheet per week.
it's one sheet
So
per
you
week.
go across the top and
You just go- you just
check
go-
marks that you did it.
Plan it out, put it in your schedule so that you know it, and just do it. Like, even if you don't do it on Sunday night, do it on Monday morning, okay? And you know, we're probably going to be in this for probably another 4 weeks or so. So let's take advantage of this time to really implement this stuff. And those of you that have jobs, okay, Lisa's doing it. She's mapping out her work schedule. She doesn't go back to work till Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, she's mapped out all of her social media posts, everything, guys. And then here's what I do want to say before we go. And I'm going to do a video series on this about how many people I'm picking up and how many leads I'm picking up from Facebook groups. And all you have to do is go in there and be compliant, okay? And comment with people. Now, I will say this. I'm going to show you this in the video that I'm going to do. I was talking to Alice Berger about this. She got kicked out of groups because she was taking people offline, but when she took them offline, she was immediately going to selling them something. And you cannot do that, you guys. You cannot do that. I'm just going to say this. I signed up 6 customers this week from one Facebook group, and they were all over $150 order. You do the numbers, okay? So, and it was because I built relationships with those people. One lady, I know she was trying to trick me. She says, hey, you're too smart. I want to hire you as a coach. And so I said, no, I'm not taking any new clients right now, which you guys know is not accurate because I knew what she was doing. Okay. So she came back.
Working with females.
Exactly. And I don't work with females. So Lisa does. So that's what I want to say to you guys. Just be careful what you're doing, but hopefully you guys learned a lot from this tonight, learned a lot from Jess. And if you have questions, just message us on our Freedom Fighter page and just let us know that you guys have any questions, and email us. Guys, Lisa and I, the next 3 days, we're taking massive action to finish out this month, okay? Massive action to finish out this month. We're going to start early and we're going to finish late. So if you need our help, don't hesitate to ask. I'll just say this. I want to finish with this. I've learned so much in the last 6 to 8 weeks about how our time to do this is right flipping now. Okay? There's no more wasting time. There's no more worrying about what our upline is doing, what they're sharing. You guys, we've been given a gift with this system. Okay? Rich Scott told me that, you know, he's got to push to make Pro 7 in the next 90 days because of this information. So I just want you guys to know, we have a lot of different people that have said they want help. And guys, it's a process. Please trust me when I tell you this. You are not going to master this overnight. Okay? You're not. Stacy and I were talking about this the other day. It's a process. You're going to Sarah says this is what she does. I'm just going to tell you. She goes back in and watches her own flipping videos so she can be on top of her game, just like you guys should. So, you know what I liked about tonight is, did you guys hear Jess make any excuses for how busy she was? None. None. Right, Richard? She didn't make any excuses about anything except, hey, I have a mom of 5 children. I don't know how she does that, right? I do everything at my business. Guys, I saw it today. I saw I see the most miserable guy at a golf course I go to right up here. He's the owner. He was making hot dogs, signing people in, cleaning carts, you know, everything. And he's miserable, okay? I don't know about you, but I don't want to be that guy, right?
No.
He's tied 2 and 3 years down the line when this is a $1 billion company and we're still trying to figure this out. We've been blessed. We're blessed. Lisa and I talked about it more now than ever the last 3 to 4 weeks. We have a system. If you haven't signed up for it yet, please go sign up. If you have a problem, text her. We love you guys. Guys, we've never prayed for you guys more than we're praying for you guys now. We've prayed for God to bring in people like Sarah, like Kathleen Trouse, like all the people that some of my closest friends in this business. You know why? Because we're like-minded. I am not going back. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward with the people with we had 36 people start this call out. Some of them are gone now, but I'm doing it with you guys. Okay. So just like Nike, just do it. Guys, just do it. Right. Mike and I were talking about this the other day. We've played around with confusion, with the lie of confusion for too long. And now it's our time. This is our time. It's our time to advance. I told Victor this on our coaching call the other day. I can just say this because he's on here and we became friends. Our onboarding call was worth every ounce of effort that we're going to do going forward. Why? Because I know that if we take this information, I mean, I told Sarah, I don't know how she does a 2-hour call. I now know that I could probably do one just because of how much value we're getting. Right? Mike's laughing because he knows we probably could, right, Mike? And the people that want this will go and register. I don't care if you're on my team or not. If you're on here, you're blessed. Okay, go get the information, log in, and start the training. I love you guys. I'm so encouraged, guys. I was so encouraged by the people that sat down, like Therese and Tracy and Stacy, and filled out this information and Destiny and sent it back to me. And some of them I could, on their paper, I could see tears on their paper. Tears on their paper. Do you guys think that this is something that when you get emotional, that emotions push us towards our destiny and towards our calling and towards vision and purpose? Yes. Why? Because it's who we are. Our body, we're spirit, soul, and body, right? Spirit, soul, and body. We have to take advantage of the direction that God's given us and then just go. So I just want to encourage you guys. We are praying for all of you. And however we can help you, guys, just go take some actions. We have 4 days left in this month, right? Let's just go finish the month hard. Encourage people, build relationships. And you know what I always say? Love God, love people, live with passion. Guys, love you. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Mike, is
Thanks,
it okay
Michael.
that we